Hello and welcome to the Elpie Dimension. I am your guide Elpie and this is mixed worm bin number 3 and today is the 4th of April 2025. You guys, I've been super bad. Okay, I see wisps. Quite a few of them on here. Even a, where is it in the camera? Cocoon. I think that might be one that's already hatched out. So we've definitely got baby worms. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. I've been super negligent. You probably noticed, maybe you didn't. If you didn't, I posted, the last time I posted worm visits, it had been 30 days then. And I never got to bins 3 and 4. So this should be interesting. It's been 51 days. I do not even remember where and when I fed last. Let's go ahead and investigate. Well, I see adult worms, so that's a good sign. Means I didn't. They're not all dead, and those aren't just baby worms. Once again. You may or may not know that I was sort of testing out the concept of onions and people feeling like their worms don't like onions. And it is my belief that it is not that worms don't like onions. It depends on the form that they're in. And you see that this one has sprouted. And the onion itself, it was basically fully intact. And there are worms, by the way, if you didn't notice, around it. And this bulb is really shrunk down. And there are worms in the bin around where the onion was. So I don't think that worms don't dislike onions. I think that they just need them to be more rotten than not. And it just depends on the form that they're in. Because they are on the onion. And then again, it's also been 51 days. So, not that they have much choice in the matter. So this bin, there's another cocoon. Potentially another one there. This bin is the smallest of my older populations. One of two that sometime probably earlier in 2024 experienced a mass die-off. From what, I don't know. I just know that I had been very negligent with the bin. Kind of like you see in this case, it's been 51 days, but I kept doing that. And in this case, just, you know, life lifed me. And I didn't get in here. I didn't make as great of an effort to get in here. And yeah, so the reason I know there was a die-off was because, by the way, when I put this back in, we're going to do the whole thing, because it might also be shrinking in part because it is growing greens, using up the stored energy in the onion. But yeah, so I came in here and I noticed that I had only immature worms. I had no adults. So that told me that cocoons had hatched, but all the adults had died. So this material looks good. It's not too wet or too dry. It's not dry by any means, but it's, yeah, further down, it's barely mucky. So it's a good consistency, I would say. It's really good. Like I said, it's it's a decent number. It's a good number of worms that we're seeing, you know. Nothing crazy like the big bins, but still there's worms everywhere. You know, every time I scoop, I see some worm. So that's a good sign. Yeah, this really is a good consistency. I think we put a bunch of okra in here 51 days ago, and that's what, I don't see the seeds now, but there were just some little okra seeds. So yeah, cool. All right, so we didn't, okay, let's see. That's tricky. Those are all okra seeds. I'm like, wow, look at all these cocoons. Psych. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be happy. So this is a good, like I said, the moisture level in here is pretty good. But in feeding, I am going to add moist material. This is actually really a great, there's a cocoon. You see, this is really, is that a blue worm? I think it is. Remember, I was wondering if there were still blue worms in here. Pretty sure this is a blue worm. It's not looking very healthy though. Yeah, so I think actually I fed in the middle last time, but it's been 51 days, so I'll be really surprised to find any food items. But yeah, I'm super pleased with the overall moisture level and just condition of this bin. It's good that I'm in here stirring it up. Lots of worms down there. All right, well, excellent. This bin, okay, so we are going to add some wet shredded paper today. Interesting, because I've got so much paper. Do I add paper, or do I just utilize what's here? I think we'll add a little bit. Let's put our onion over there in this left corner with a lot of paper. Now, what are we going to feed today? I think I'm going to give them, I have a lot of weeds that I took out of one of my garden beds, and I think that's what we're going to go for in this upper right corner. So yeah, we've got a lot of worms. They aren't very big, but they haven't been getting a lot of food, so that's to be expected. What I really want to do, I'm not going to do it today, but I really want to get more of this paper mixed down in there, because there's a lot, the material at the bottom is just a lot more finished. Actually, I just changed my mind. I'm going to put the paper that's been in the bin. I'll put it on top and put the new paper on the bottom. Okay. I'm going to clear that down as far, pretty far. All right, we'll be right back. Okay. Oh, shoot. All right, so we've got some dry material. These guys are going to get kind of a big feeding, I've decided. Dry paper I'm going to put on the very bottom. Then a nice big clump of wet paper. Okay. And we're going to put some of this wet paper off to the side. We got rotting garlic, a very rotten banana, more rotting garlic, an apple. We're going to put a nice amount of our dry mix. Then stale cereal, 20 bunches of oats. And then, what else? Now we have weeds. Lots of weeds. Well, weeds and volunteer Claytonia, which is also called miner's lettuce. Let's see, let me put a little bit of paper, a little bit more paper. Okay. So, I mainly want the water. This is going to be a little rough. Okay. All right. Okay. There we go. That should be excellent for them because now we'll put some of this other paper. That is a very natural feeding. And that's fantastic. So these guys are looking really good. The material held up really nicely. Here is an old mango pit. Look at all the baby worms. I've noticed that when there is a shortage on food, and that's an old cocoon. When there's a shortage on food, where there is food items, it's definitely where the babies are. All right. Excellent. That's it for mixed worm bin number 3 on the 4th of April 2025. After 51 days. So dang. But we won't be doing that again anytime soon. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. Stay tuned. Next up, I'm about to record the bin number 4, which it's also been 51 days for. Thanks so much. Be safe, be well. Bye for now.